Hi, guys. So, for Drew, I had already done that ad for you, so I'm hoping that that is still the case. We may have to do that when we are not immediate on this. But hello, everybody. So I am headed off to Orlando. Well, actually, I'm headed off to an event in Tampa next month. And then when that's done, as the people who win the Super Bowl or the people who do all of their other things go, hey, you just did this amazingly difficult thing. What are you going to do next? I'm going to Disney World. So I'm going to Disney World. I'm meeting up with some friends there. So we've got a great schedule. We've also got a Sammy over here who wants some attention. And I am logging in so I can see everything going on here. There we go. See, it does that. I really hate when it does that. Hi, Sammy. Here's the Sammy, because it's not a vlog if Sammy doesn't come in and visit part-time through. Thank you. All right, so to give you an idea, because I talk about these crazy schedules, and the printer was not in great shape, but this is the overall schedule for this trip. Now, not to be too confused, the section up top here, all it talks about are the flights, the times that were incoming and outcoming with food, and flights times, and then what things I'm planning. We're fast passing, so it's sort of a quick reference of what the goal of that day is, the must-dos. The colored section in the middle there is a chart of all of the schedules for the day. Now, these are not absolutely, oh my God, set in stone. These are when the different things are, what the best options are for timing things around them, so that as we go through the day, we're minimizing walking, we're minimizing wait times, we're approximating the goals that we really wanted to get done within this. Now, this is actually a little less organized than some of the other ones I do. Christmas time, I get a little more detailed because you have to be. At the very bottom down here is just the different parks hours. So I can keep track of, oh, well, this park is really open till this late. We could go later, do whatever with. Now, notoriously, as I've said this before, and I now have proof of it again, when you initially start your schedule and you figure stuff out, you put down the park hours and you write out what they are. Notoriously, a couple weeks before the event, sometimes 1 week before, Disney will change its hours. For example, on the first day, I have us both going back to the hotel at the end of the day. However, should we want, Magic Kingdom has extended their regular hours. Thank you, Mr. Drew, for welcoming everybody for me. Yeah, welcome. I see there are a few new people. I'm not sure who's joined. Please jump in and say hi. It is always fun to have people saying hello and know who I'm talking with. And please feel free to chat. That's kind of what the concept of this is about. Hello, Mr. Joe. Nice to see you. So this year, for those who know, I am traveling with Randy and Jeannie for this particular trip. They've traveled with me before on one of the Christmas versions. They were one of the groups that was terrified before we left because they saw the schedule and just about had a heart attack. And then as we progressed through the trip, realized, oh, wait, this is flexible. And oh, wait, oh, this helped. Oh, wait, oh, that's kind of cool. So they understand my crazy and they are very willing to relax and kind of chill along with it, knowing that I am very comfortable with chilling and relaxing with it. So what I thought I'd talk about and get, if you have thoughts or things you want to know about, are what things I'm most excited about for this trip. So there's new things, and then there's things that I've done before that I just love. So, ow, somebody just kissed my finger by biting it. So the first thing I thought I'd talk about is the food, because I love the food out there. So for the food, for the things that I have done before that I really love, that I'm going back and doing again, the first is Nomads. Nomads is a lounge bar attached to the restaurant Tiffin's. And it makes some really fun beverages, both alcoholic and not. It also is the one place that I can find gluten-free churros. Drew says, when Drew joins, the spreadsheet looks even more crazy because I asked for actual times rather than globular time in 15 and 30-minute increments. Yes, he did. He actually, this chart was like 3 times its length because it wasn't like 1 o'clock had to match every day and 1:15 had to match every day. It would look crazy. I understood why he did it, but it was a little crazy. By the way, if during this conversation you enjoy what you're hearing, it's fun, or you're learning something, please go ahead and give that a like. That does help. It allows other people to know I exist and potentially help other people. In addition, I wish you could see what she's doing right now. She's like standing and laying on my I think I can do this. Hold on, because this is just hysterical. She is determined to have my attention today. And now she's resting down now that I've shown her. Thank you for the like, whoever did that. But yeah, to like this or to the comments help. And also afterwards, if you find this, you're welcome to comment as well. Yeah, she's a little bit camera shy. It's okay. So let's go back to the food, because food. So my favorite things that I'm going back to are, as I was saying, Nomads. Now, Nomads is wonderful. I love the atmosphere. You can sit inside and the music is lovely. If you sit outside, they have these long U-shaped couches that you literally can lay down on and lounge on and relax in, and they're marvelous. They also have food there. My favorite thing that they have is the gluten-free churros, because you can get churros anywhere in the park. You cannot get gluten-free churros, and that's kind of amazing. The other things I'm looking for in Animal Kingdom, and we're going back to Tusker House, which is a buffet, character meet and greet buffet. We're doing the lunch there, and it'll be nice to see the characters. That's fine, but honestly, I'm really more excited about the buffet. It is an Afrikaan themed buffet. They have things like milipap, which is sort of their version of mashed potatoes or poi, or that standard starchy the standard starchy vegetable that everyone really, uses as their stabilizer in their meal. They have a piri piri salmon, which is wrapped in banana leaves, which is to die for. It was so good and so moist. And the allergy chefs will either give you a listing or they will walk you through. If you have a severe allergy, they'll walk you through the buffet, or if you really need, they will get you stuff from the back. If your allergy is severe enough, they're really nice about that. And that always makes me happy. Next, back at my resort, gluten-free beignets. Sadly, while I could get gluten-free beignets with alcohol in them, the alcohols that they offer have gluten in them, like Kahlua and rum chata and all those. Any of those creamy ones, for whatever reason, I guess as a stabilizer, they've put in flour or some kind of gluten product, so it's cross-contaminated. It's not necessarily in it, but it's more likely than otherwise. Jungle Skipper Canteen. It's the one restaurant in Magic Kingdom that I will sit down and eat at. Most of the other places, it's mostly fast food, which is fine. The quick service. But in terms of sit-down meals, the two I would go to again are Liberty Tree Tavern and Jungle Skipper Canteen. And Liberty Tree Tavern is more stick to your ribs type food. Like dinner is literally Thanksgiving dinner every year. But Jungle Skipper Canteen, besides the Jungle Skipper humor of the jokes, the puns, I love going sitting in the room with the Great Wall of China, because it is a wall filled with China patterns in China. So the Great Wall of China. But the skippers will tell you, okay, you need to stop that. My apologies. Somebody is being very affectionate. How about we do this? Okay. Is that better? Okay. Now she can love both my hands and feel like she's getting love. Sorry. Somebody has been feeling a little needy, and that's okay. But Jungle Skipper Canteen makes me so happy. And then I'm going back to the afternoon tea in the Grand Floridian. And it's been a few years since I've done that. I think Drew was the last person I went with. It's so much fun. It is, it's a real tea, but it is a full-on meal on 2 days. It's like every other day that they do it early enough where you can really make it like a regular lunchtime. And then the other times it's a little late. Hello, D. Hughes. Yeah, the puns are the best, aren't they? Oh my goodness. They make me so happy. So that's it for the repeat places for food. Now for the new places for food, going back to Disney Springs, and I am trying Homecoming. I have heard such incredible things about Homecoming. The Art Smith, who is a top chef, is from Florida, so he's a homeboy. He is using farm to table for local produce, local everything there, and is even the art, everything about the place was done with locals. Yeah, it is. Well, yeah, that's the Jungle Cruise, Jungle Skipper Cruise. Okay, so I'm curious to try it. My friend who I'm coming with for that particular event, because Randy and Jeannie and I aren't going to be meeting up until a little later than that, is a is looking forward to the fried chicken. And well, as a gluten-free person, sadly, I will probably not be able to have the fried chicken. I am looking forward to all the other yummy things that they have. There's a lot when I look at the menu, I go, yeah, that won't be okay. No, I won't be able to have that. But there's a lot that, oh, excuse me, I don't know if you heard that. My tummy was grumbly. Next, Sanaa. Sanaa is in the Animal Kingdom Lodge. So that's the hotel. And it's not in the main building, which is Jambo House. That's where Boma and Jiko are. If you go to the DVC section, Kadani Village, that's where Sanaa is. And it is Indian food and African food and all kinds of really wonderful flavors. Plus, if you go during the day or when it's light out and you sit by a window, you have a safari right outside your door. All of the animals are just hanging out. It's a secondary safari. So very excited to try this out. I've also been told they have an amazing bread service. And you would think, bread service, how sad. No, they have a gluten-free option of bread for the bread service. I'm so excited. Okay, as you can tell, I have gluten issues. I've always wondered that. Actually, Drew can attest to this. We went to Coral Reef last year, and as we're sitting there, we watched this fish float up. I think it was a stingray float up and look at this woman who had ordered fish. And I'm like, I'm not sure if he's hungry or if he's trying to guilt trip her. And as he took her first bite, the stinger went, oh, hell, and just like flew away. It was hysterical. So I don't know, we thought the timing on that was great. It made me happy. All right, so the next place where I'm excited about trying is the Crystal Palace. Now, I'm not expecting great food. I will say that. Crystal Palace is a buffet. It is in Magic Kingdom, and we're going before the park opens. And you get to meet Pooh and Piglet and Eeyore, and I'm excited about that. But it's a breakfast buffet. So I've heard great things about it. A lot of my friends really love it. So this will be my chance to give that one a try. And of course, buffets, again, I'll have the chef come out and talk, and it'll be lovely. And yeah, Jungle Cruise is amazing. It's one of those. And what I'm also more excited about is the last few times I've been, actually the last 11 times I've been, has been Christmas. So I get to actually see the real Jungle Cruise for the first time in forever. I'm really excited about that. It's been too long. I saw the real the real version of the Jungle Cruise in Disneyland in 2016, but that's the last time I've seen the traditional puns. I'm seeing all of the new ones. Yeah, the Jingle Cruise, and I love the Jingle Cruise, and I love the jokes about the Jingle Cruise. There was the one time I got on there, and you could tell I was probably one of the few people, A, enthusiastic, and B, who spoke English in the cruise, because the guy's telling all these awful, wonderful puns, and he's doing all of these jokes. And at one point he says, and this place, its inspiration falls because it inspires you, indeed, to sing Christmas carols. And there was this half a second of silence. I went, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Whatever it is, I sang a Christmas carol. He looked at me, thank you so much. I was like, nobody else has been doing this. I can tell all day long he's been getting. So yeah, I was very happy. Joe says, I've only seen them in the normal mode, both parks. To get Disneyland at night, the lighting is interesting. It wasn't so, yeah, where they kind of pop a light on and then turn it off, and then pop a light on and turn it off. And they do that. And I've done the nighttime one here, even as the Jingle Cruise. But I'm so excited to just see the traditional. They have in-law jokes and things on the Christmas one about people coming in and stuff, the Jingle one. It's a lot of fun. So if you ever can get there, once Thanksgiving hits, I think that's when they switch it over. You've got plenty of opportunities, in that month. And earlier in that, like after Thanksgiving has passed, those first few weeks in December, empty. You'd be walking on stuff because everyone's waiting till the holidays to travel. Crystal Palace, the dinner. Hollywood Derby. Now, I've eaten at Hollywood Brown Derby. However, this is the first time that I've not made a reservation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over to the lounge, which is outside. And I've had a drink at the lounge, but I've never actually eaten at the lounge. It's a less expensive menu. It's a quick service menu. And I'm really excited to give it a try. I might actually get the Cobb salad for the first time. It's I keep looking at it and going, oh, well, no, I won't. Oh, no, I won't. So I might actually break down and do that this time. I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, I understand. It is hard to coordinate with a kid. I realize that. But and the kid out of school is the harder part. Eventually, I mean, it's maybe a spring break thing. The crowds pick up obviously at spring break because everybody does it, but well, not everybody, but a lot of people do it. So it works. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing the Hollywood Studios Brown Derby outside and just seeing what that kind of experience is like. And hopefully that will work out because since it's outside, as it come as you walk up there. Timing wise, I'm hoping I'm picking a good time for it, and it's just me, so I could even potentially join a table with somebody. Who knows? Next is so that's it for my food. The next are going to be the experiences. Well, no, let me do rides too, because there are less in rides because there's not a whole lot of new stuff. So for rides, for stuff that I'm going back to, well, I mean, I love the rides. I adore the rides. They make me happy. Well, they have little covers on the tables. I do have a little mini poncho that's folded up in its bag because I am expecting rain because Disney, rain, Florida, Orlando, June. Every day at 3:00, expect rain. That's pretty much what I learned the last time I was there. And it may still be the case, and it might not. But, I'm packing and preparing for that. But we're definitely going to have heat. So, yeah, I'm going to do the rides because there are definitely fewer rides. There are tons of rides I love doing. Haunted Mansion, Jungle Cruise, the Toy Story Midway Mania, Buzz Lightyear, which I'll talk a little bit more about later. Tables at Disneyland when I went for Mickey's Not So Scary. It's fun meeting people. Tables at Disneyland. You mean like Tables in Wonderland? Is that the same kind of thing as Tables in Wonderland? Because I have gotten an annual pass. I will be activating it when I get down there in June. And once I am officially an annual pass holder, I'm also going to purchase Tables in Wonderland. And that is $150 for annual pass holders, $175 for Florida locals. And you get 20% off of most places that are sit-down table service. And I believe there are discounts on some of the quick service for the parks. But like 20%. Oh, and then here's the difference. When you have the annual pass, you get about 10% off, but no alcohol. Tables in Wonderland gives you 20% off, including alcohol. So if I go sit at the Edison and drink $50 worth of booze, no, I probably won't. But if I did, I would only pay $40. And then they automatically add an 18% gratuity onto it. So wow, I'm okay with saving that kind of money. And I'm working out logistics with the people I'm traveling with to help kind of accommodate. So if they want to utilize the discount, that they're going to help compensate and we'll balance everything out. But it's definitely going to over those two trips, because I calculated out if I spent a $750 on food in a year at the parks, food and alcohol, that it will pay for itself. If I spend more than that, obviously, it's going to cover more than that. But it's definitely worth it. Just sat with people. It wasn't special service. Yeah, exactly. And I'm notorious. I will make friends in lines. You can ask anybody I travel with. It's what I do for part of my other living is just chat with strangers. And I have one heck of a time. Just starting conversations, finding out where people are from. If someone's never been to the park, the kind of advice I give here through these live chats, I do with people in lines, like, oh, okay, you haven't been here. All right, so which park are you at? Okay, so you're staying on property. Okay, so if you want, and I'll start helping plan their vacations while I'm standing in line with them. I don't know if it's really good or really bad. They seem to be okay with it. Who knows? Maybe they're being polite and going, who is this crazy lady? Get her away from me. Who knows? But I have fun. So we were talking about. So there's all the standard rides I love. The new rides that I'm going to be doing for the first time, some I'm a little nervous about, some I'm kind of pleased and excited about, are I'm going to do Aladdin's Flying Carpets. Now, Aladdin's Flying Carpets is like Dumbo, but it's got two sets of controls. There's a set that goes up and down, and then there's another one that I think kind of tilts. There are two sets of controls in each carpet. So you can have up to 4 people, or I guess with a little kid, 6 people doing it. I've had such bad experiences with Dumbo as a child, and Drew, thank you, helped me overcome all of that. And I'm very excited to kind of try it. So my friends are going to be doing Big Thunder Mountain at that point, and I am going to not do Big Thunder Mountain because roller coaster, and I like my stomach. I'm going to break down and I'm going to do Splash Mountain again. I figured it's hot enough. I'll be okay getting damp. It's only a 40-foot drop. It's only a 40-foot drop. It goes really quickly. It's only a 40-foot drop. So I will probably break down and do that one. On the other hand, we've picked up tips from those we sat and chatted with too. That is correct. Drew and I learned quite a bit from a couple we met in Epcot that helped us out on our last Christmas trip with his health issues. Yeah, you're absolutely correct. And that's because we sat with locals. Joe, on Astro Rocket to Disneyland, Wiggles wanted to fly low, and that was really odd and painful because it meant we weren't banked right for the speed and really getting pulled into the edge of the vehicle. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I like to go lower, mid to lower, but I've learned I can accommodate the highs now and make it more fly-like. So because when you get on the Aladdin one, you've got two sets of controllers. That means I'm going to have strangers controlling part of that ride. So I've got to be able to coordinate with them. Unless it's really empty, and then I'll just do both sets of controls myself and try it out. I am going to try the Astro Orbiter because we've got, which I'll talk about a little bit later, we're going to be there after hours. I am hoping I can time it that we could Astro Orbiter when the fireworks are going off, because that's like the dream is to be going around like that. Because I'm going to be terrified at the heights, but if I have those fireworks to look forward to, I will feel a whole lot better. But they're all very similar rides. But Astro Orbiter is basically Dumbo 40 feet up. You actually have to take an elevator up to the level to get onto it. So with my height issues, I'm a little nervous about it, but it'll be fun. And that is possible. Yeah, and I think it's the bank. I think it's the height and the bank. But there's two different sets. And I again, having never been on it, I don't know what that second set is. People have mentioned it in their vlogs, and I just can't remember. Yeah, so I'm very much looking forward to trying to do that one. So I'll be doing 2 other round rides, and at this point with the lines with what I'm expecting for this one particular thing, yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Primeval Whirl in Dino Land of Animal Kingdom. I've never done it. It's never looked wildly appealing, but we're going into Animal Kingdom like 2.5 times. Well, they're going by themselves the first night when I'm going to do Disney Springs. So they're going to do some Pandora stuff without me, and be able to see Rivers of Light show, which they've just changed. And I'm not doing a nighttime in Animal Kingdom, so I'm going to miss it. They are adding in some IP to the Rivers of Light show. I don't know if I'll like it or not. They're not going to film it, so who knows? I'll find out. Being high ride during the yeah, exactly. I'm expecting that's going to be kind of gorgeous. A lot of people recommend trying to be on Big Thunder Mountain during the fireworks too, but that's roller coaster. So, but that being said, so yes, I'm looking forward to giving that one a try. I mean, even Dumbo would probably be really beautiful during the fireworks, and I think it's far back enough that they still run that during the fireworks. So yeah, lots of fun excitement for there. So the 2 new rides that I'm going to be trying are, yeah, Primeval Whirl. Now, I've been warned Primeval Whirl is a little rough. It's pseudo kind of roller coaster-ish, but it rotates as well. So it's going to be the 3 of us. I will whimper at them not to spin much because I don't get on the teacups. I get so ill. So we don't do that. DL turns off Dumbo and others. Yeah, because of how close it is. But because they moved Disney World's Dumbo all the way to the back of Storybook Circus. Yes. It's kind of amazing. It's the stuff right around the castle will obviously be closed. The carousel is closed, the princess meet and greets, things like that. We got the cat back. Hi, baby. So yeah. All right. So that's it for the rides. Now we're going to go into new experiences. So I'm always about trying new things, different things that I can talk about afterwards and learn about. So I'm going to be taking the boat from my resort to Disney Springs for the first time. We had partial attempts or interests at doing that at one point, and it didn't happen. So we're very excited to make that happen. And it's about a 20-minute boat ride. I've been told. My friend Susan, who had done it, said it was about 20 minutes, just kind of chilling. You can get your margarita, dockside margaritas, sit down on the boat, and then drink your margarita on the way back to your room. So we're at 5 times in a row when I was at Missy's Not So Scary. Okay. While the fireworks were going off, I could literally get off the ride, run back around, and get in again. Oh my God, that must have been amazing. Okay, no, not on the. Thank you. Yeah. My only fear is that the height of it is going to freak me out a little bit, but I definitely want to try it. And if I can get it during fireworks, so the fireworks are about 15 minutes, I think, maybe 20 minutes with the projections, etc. So we've got dinner reservations at Jungle Skipper Canteen at 7:45. usually an hour and a half means we're going to be getting out just as the fireworks are starting. So I'm not sure if we're going to make it. We may just stop at the hub on the way and then head in, but it'll still be pretty all lit up. But I'm kind of excited to see how that's going to go. All right, so back into experiences. So the boat to Disney Springs, that's going to be on the first day, that boat back and forth. And I am very much looking forward to seeing what that different type of travel is, because I've done the boat between Epcot and Hollywood Studios, but this will be another option, another opportunity. The evening parties. Okay, so they do these after hour events now for people who want to not have as big a crowd. So it's a limited admission. You know, it's not all 25,000 people or 30,000 people that, you know, decided to go to the park that day. At 10 o'clock for Magic Kingdom and at 9:30 for Hollywood Studios, I believe it is. The rides then become only for these people. It's sort of like an extra magic hours, but you don't have to be staying in the parks. And it's not everybody staying in the resort. It's this small group. It is an additional price. As an annual pass holder, I got a discount on both of my tickets. I'm doing Magic Kingdom on the second night I'm there, which is from 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And as an annual pass holder, I was able, that's a specialty one. That's the Villains After Hours. And that one cost, I think, $109 to do. But you get unlimited access to the rides with extremely low wait times. You get unlimited from special kiosks, free sodas, popcorn, and ice cream novelties, which I know is the Mickey ear, you know, the Mickey bar. I don't know which other ones it is. Now, I know that the sodas are gluten-free. I know the popcorn is gluten-free as long as it doesn't have toppings on it. And I'm pretty sure the Mickey bar is gluten-free, but I have to find out which other novelty treats they have and what I could or couldn't eat. So we're excited about trying that. So that means we won't probably stay for dessert at the restaurant. We'll just do appetizer, entree, and then we'll be getting dessert out in the park afterwards. And we don't have to overstuff ourselves because we'll be getting food afterwards. Disney Hollywood Studios, Epcot. Yeah, it's so relaxing, Joe, isn't it? Just to kind of, we actually, when Drew and I took it, we sat on the back on the outside. So you got a little more, it was winter, so we got a little more sun and a little more enjoyment of it. It was a lot of fun. If anybody new is coming in, just as a reminder, if you're enjoying this, if you're having fun, if you're learning anything, do me a favor and throw a like up onto the screen. It does help me out. Not that I've got enough activity that it's monetizing, but it does allow my videos to become more potentially viewed to other people. And then thank you very much for the like. And then hopefully we'll expand the group eventually so that it can be something more and have more activity. All right, so back to the experiences. So there's two there's two after hours parties. The first one is the Disney Magic Kingdom one. And like I said, the dessert things are the same, but the differences are at Magic Kingdom. They don't have meet and greets for this one, but they will have a special villains show. And I think they're doing it at least twice. I usually don't stay and watch the stage shows, but we might. You know, Hades is opening the underworld and is planning on doing something evil, and then too many other people come in and screw things over. And it doesn't quite happen the way he plans, but all the villains show up, so that'll be fun. Maleficent from the Festival of Fantasy Parade, the fire-breathing dragon, who is now fixed and breathing fire again. She did, for those of you who had not heard, about a year and a half ago, she caught on fire in the middle of the parade. And one of the other vloggers I follow, his friend, was there when it happened and had to call it in. So kind of interesting. So that being said, so she's going to be wandering around. She will be doing... I can't tell if I don't think it's a meet and greet. I think she'll just be there, and I'm hoping she'll be blowing fire because at night that would be spectacular. So I'm hoping that we'll get to see that, and I want to make sure I try to make some time to find out when those parades are or when she's wandering about, because that would be most excellent. And then the dessert. So those are really it for the specialties. The big thing for me is the rides. In Hollywood Studios, it's just the rides. So they do Tower of Terror, which I won't ride. Rock and Roller Coaster, which I won't ride. So that whole side of the park I can pretty much ignore. Star Tours, which I probably will ride once, maybe twice, depending on my queasy factor. And then the Toy Story ride. So Slinky Dog, which I'm going to do at least once. And if my stomach feels okay at the front of the car, I may do a second time. The Alien Swirling Saucers, which I thought was really fun. It's like Mater's for those of you who are in Disneyland, but it's the green aliens and there's a claw in the middle. I wish they'd said the claw, but they don't. But it's a lot of fun. And the Toy Story Midway Mania. Now you'll mention it. Notice I mentioned at Magic Kingdom, Buzz Lightyear, and at Hollywood Studios, the Toy Story Midway Mania. Those are the two shoot 'em up games. And over the years, and I'm going to refresh myself with these, I've learned some tricks on how to get a better score. Now, I don't expect, Drew, that I'm going to have the luck that you and I had of somebody getting on, because after hours, it's going to be that limited group. And I don't know that anybody who has to get in and out of a wheelchair would necessarily be getting on there, especially with the shorter lines. Yeah. Now, here's a trick I did learn. There are a couple things for Star Tours, because I have severe motion sickness. One, sit in the back row, and for whatever reason, would be one of the last people to get on, then one of the first one, because this corner, I don't know if the directions are right. The right corner in the back row, I got queasy on. The left corner on the back row, I did not get as queasy on. I have no idea why. The other thing I learned is when things are going like zoom and you look like you're flying, I just close my eyes. The simulator still moves, so it limits. I mean, you're still going to get some stuff, but I just close my eyes and get to listen to the story. That way I'm with my friends. I'm enjoying the experience. But the back left corner, I didn't get as queasy. I don't know why. I did not get as queasy. I was kind of excited. Buzz Lightyear was my kid's favorite. We went each day. In fact, on the second day, she got up, looked at me square in the face, and said, "Daddy, I want to go blast aliens again." So she would probably like Toy Story Midway Mania. I don't know if you did that one, but yeah, I love doing that ride. Drew and I, because someone paused right as we were at a good angle to hit one of the targets, we got Galactic Hero. But we didn't know we had to go ask for the sticker afterwards, so I didn't get the sticker. But now I know, and because it's unlimited rides, I can keep going on and try to actually get the sticker again. And Drew, if I can do it twice, I'll get the sticker twice, and I will give you one because you earned it too. Or not. Who knows? I may only get one. But so I'm very excited to be able to achieve that goal if I can manage it. If the ride continues to move the whole time, I may not be so lucky. I lucked out in being able to really hit that target multiple times. So going on Buzz Lightyear and going on Midway Mania are honest to God, that's really what I'm excited about for those parties. That and being able to, pick up a couple bottles of water or something that I'm going to need for later in the trip. I think will be a lot of fun. Good smiles. So what else do we have here? So other experiences I'm looking forward to. The flag retreat. So every day at 5:00, throughout Magic Kingdom, there are all those American flags on Main Street. And they always stay up because they're not actually American flags. Either they're missing some of the stars, they're missing some of the stripes. They're meant to look like American flags as they hang or as they fly, but they are not true American flags. And that's the way Disney got around with having to have to take every flag down and put every flag up, that they are simulated flags, as it were. And then the one flag that is real is the one right at the center of Main Street. I'm, again, usually there during Christmas, so they don't have the flag there, or I don't remember even seeing the flag there, and maybe they left it up. But this time of year, the flagpole is going to be there without the extra gobbledygook around it. And actually, Drew, the statue of Roy Disney with Minnie is going to be in the middle section. So I'm kind of excited about that. But every day they find a service member, veteran or service member, etc., and they get them to help them do the flag ceremony and take that flag down at 5:00 every day. So I'm excited. I want to participate. Well, not participate. I'm not a veteran, but I want to go and experience that. I'm very much looking forward to that. It's something that's very special, and I would like to give it a try. Yeah. Drew, did you not know about the flags, or did you not know about the flag ceremony? Let me know, because I'd be curious. That's where it was for us in 2007. I was surprised they moved it, other than when it was moved for the free. Yeah. So that statue goes off to the side, and the last time I saw it off season, it was back in the center. Partners too. Yeah, I know what you meant. Yeah, the Roy Disney statue. It's beautiful. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Like I said, I've seen it, like vloggers have filmed it, and I've seen it through there, but I'd like to see it in person. I'd like to kind of have that little special moment in person. So I'm looking forward to that. Not Partners. The one of Roy and Minnie moves. Partners stays in the center of that fountain area. Never moves. As my friends call it, Waltz Winky, and I will not share that on here because it breaks a little hearts for some people because they never look at it the same way again. Mine My WAS band is a veteran, so we always miss. Oh, nice. Very cool. Very cool. I didn't remember the name. Oh, you call it Partners too. Yeah. I don't know that it has a formal name, and they probably told us during the tour. But the guy in it is Roy, and then sits with Minnie. I do have a picture that I've put on Facebook every once in a while of me pouting severely because Roy is talking to Minnie and ignoring me, which always makes me happy. Okay, so the flag ceremony we just talked about after hours, the evening parties, the boat. Well, I'll save that for the end. I am going to do the Disney Springs balloon. If Debbie will go with me, because I'm going with my friend who I don't know that she'll be interested in doing it. Maybe I'll even treat her, but I want to do the Disney balloon. And it'll be evening-ish, so it'll be the lights will start to be coming on. I won't be up during any fireworks, but if it's not windy, dag nabbit, I want to make it happen. Because the last time we tried, Drew and I tried to do it, it was too windy when we went to go. And then as we were getting ready to leave, we saw they were going up again. And we're like, oh, man. And we just didn't have the energy at that point. It had been a long day. Take lots of video. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to do lots of I will be vlogging that trip for those of you who don't know that already. So I'll be filming as much as I can and then do following vlogs the weeks after that. I may not do live chats during that time, or I'll figure it out. But I'll be putting up vlog content of that trip. I've already gotten the okay, at least from one of the two people I'm traveling with, and I can just cut the other people out if I need to. Yeah, I'm not doing parasailing though, Joe. Thank you for the suggestion. It's too high for me. Next thing I'm excited about, the Edison after 10 p.m. So the Edison is in Disney Springs in the center area, and it is a steampunky themed retro-y, speakeasy kind of energy of a restaurant owned by the same people who own Enzo's Hideaway and Maria and Enzo's and Pizza Ponte, which are all in that same new section. The imbibables, and I'm trying to remember the word. There's like this fancy techno word of when they create, they create interesting cocktails, and they make some really nice, interesting blends. They have a number of interesting bitters, which Drew was happy about. The Edison is killer. We had a surprise blast there, just sitting and shooting the poo with the bartender. Yeah, at one of the bars, and the people that were sitting next to us, who were really nice. We talked mostly with the lady, and the gentleman joined us a little bit. They were up at there's a mini bar of about 6 seats, maybe 8 seats at the very top level. And then downstairs, there's a more loungy, squishy seat area, and there were more bars, and there's tables, and you can eat. But we just stayed at that little top bar because we were just to say we'd been there, we were going to get a drink and go. And we were there for like an hour, maybe more. We basically stayed there until our dinner reservation when we had to go. Really nice, really unusual cocktails. And I got a mixed non-alcoholic drink. It was really good because I was like, at that point, I just didn't want alcohol at that point in the day or that night or whatever. It was really yummy. And I will say the same thing. Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar, for those of you who have been or not been there, also really, really good non-alcoholic beverages. After Matt and my trip around the world, which hit one of us a little harder than the other, and I was fine to drive home. Thank you. It wasn't me. The next day, we were like, we're not drinking. No, we don't need alcohol today. We're done. And we went to Jock Lindsay. I wanted to try it because it's Indiana Jones themed. And we just got non-alcoholic beverages, and both of the drinks we got were really, really tasty, really enjoyable. Had a great time. And, like I said, we're doing dinner at Homecoming, but because I'm not on a dining plan where I have to eat all my meal in one place, we might go do sprinkles for the cupcake sundaes. We might go get drinks at different places, but I know she was interested in trying the Edison. Well, okay, so back to the Edison. After 10 p.m., because it's this cool, funky, speakeasy restaurant, after 10 p.m., it comes adults only. They do burlesque shows. They have aerialists in there. They have all kinds of interesting live entertainers. For me, as a performer type person, I'm excited about this. This is going to be really cool. So I'm very much looking forward to that. Good and Nomad's Lounge also. Kid-friendly drinks? I don't remember the kid-friendly drinks at Nomad's, but I know they'll have them. I mean, I think they had Odwalla lemonade and maybe mix things with that. My favorite drink this last trip was the Tempting Tigress because I've started to become a bit of a bourbon person. And I know Drew liked the Night Monkey because he inhaled it and I went back to watch one of my vlogs from that trip, and the Nomad Lounge one. And I'm sitting there chatting about, yeah, we just got our drinks and we're going to, and within like 30 seconds, and I'm like, yeah, and this is going in. Where did your drink go? He had inhaled it. It was gone. Almost every page had a few adult and one kid friendly. Yeah. Yeah. So it's got lots of really good options. So please feel free to share. All right. So yeah. So the Edison After 10. So I want to see, because, okay, this has been making me nuts. I'm going to do this for a second. The Pleasure Island's been gone. The Adventurers Club has been gone, which makes me so sad. But it's really fun. It's really, really fun. So I want to be able to experience their version of the nighttime and adults only section. I'll probably try to drop into Chapel Hats again, because if I want some of that Adventurers Club energy, that's where I'm going to find it. The guys who work there, kudos to them, are very much playing into that world. They're kind of steampunky dressed, and they've got their personas and characters they play, and they're a hoot. They're real sweet. So yeah, if you ever go into Chapel Hats and look around, try some stuff on, buy a hat. Drew got a wonderful Indiana Jonesy type hat there. I tried on a bunch of hats for silly reasons, and also just enjoyed the stuff there. The next thing that I'm looking forward to, and they won't be up and rideable yet, but I'm looking forward to seeing the gondolas running in person. For those of you who don't, I think they're calling them cabins now, not gondolas. Between Pop Century and Art of Animation, the Riviera, which is the new Caribbean Beach Club Resort area, that's the new hotel they're building into that. I think it's DVC. I'm not positive on that. With the Caribbean Beach Club and Hollywood Studios and Epcot. And I thought there was one other hotel in there, and I don't remember what it was. It may just be those three. They are adding in, if you remember the old kind of like Skyliners in Disneyland or Disney World, the old ones, they're doing something kind of like that. I remember flying on these over in Great Adventure when I was growing up in New Jersey. They would seat, I believe, up to 8 people in each. I think they said 8 people in each, but it's sort of like a flying monorail with individual little cars that will take at tops 15 minutes for the longest distance, which I believe is the Pop Century area all the way over to Epcot. And the longest individual section is like 9 minutes, I believe. The Hollywood Studios ones to the first resort, those have been going and testing, and they're up to speed, and they've actually unwrapped them to check the airflow. They are not air conditioned. They have the ability to add air conditioning if they decide it's simply untenable, but they've got a venting system that will allow air to go through it, which I am guessing is a lot like the monorail in Disneyland, which I was in once, and it was really hot and uncomfortable. So I'm hoping that that's what it's going to be, better airflow than the others. And I'm hoping because of the angle, because it's going sideways versus front to back, that maybe that will be better. Yeah. Oh, it's really good stuff. Some of them look really natural and gorgeous. Oh, thank you for the hats. Thank you. I don't know that I put pictures of me trying the hats on. But I am definitely a hat person. I like wearing hats. Not that you can see it now, but I look decent in hats. But yeah, so I'm curious to see what the gondolas are going to be like and what that translation is going to be. I'm going to be probably staying on property for my Christmas trip, but only for 2 days. And because of costs, I might not stay at the moderate resort that I'm normally staying at. I want to see if I go to Pop Century and stay there for the 2 days, that maybe I could take the gondolas come winter into the parks, just to see, just to see what it's like. Because it would be lovely not to be waiting for the bus, and the gondolas are a constantly running thing. You'll wait in a line, probably everyone and their brother will want to take them, but it would be good. Yeah, I'm hoping that the wind will pick it up a lot more. Tree line Disney's will be, because they're going over 60, up 60 feet at some point. So it should be a lot more air coming through those, Joe. You are correct. So yes, I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing them in person. Because the last time I was there, they were still building the stations. So that'll be neat. The Star Wars fireworks. I'm looking forward to going back and doing that again. Now, it's been a couple years, because last 2 years, instead of showing the Star Wars fireworks, they just showed Jingle Bell, Jingle Bam during Christmas. It's okay. I miss the Osborne lights. If I wanted real Christmas experience, I like the lights dancing to the music. That thrilled me. The projections, because they do projections on everything, it's not as exciting to me. I will be curious to see the new Art of Animation. They have a new projector system, which I think is going to be really cool. It's going to be that they projection show that they'll do at 9 o'clock, and then the Star Wars stuff is at 9:30. But at 9:30, yeah, I want to watch those fireworks because they were the best fireworks I'd ever experienced there. And maybe it's because I have a love of Star Wars, because I was a little kid when the very first one came out, and I saw it in the theater, and I've got that connection to it all. But oh my goodness, it's good stuff. Yeah, I'm debating on if I want to try to go do Fantasmic. I don't know. I love Fantasmic in Disneyland. I like that you're sitting in Adventureland or Frontierland, and it's right on the water there by Tom Sawyer Island. It's really cool, and you're still in the energy of the park. When you see it in Hollywood Studios, it's in a theater, so you go sit in stadium seating, and people have flashy light things, and you might be able to get food, but to get a semi-decent seat, you've got to be sitting there for like an hour. You're losing all that time in the parks. And it's an okay show. It's fun, but I don't feel the drive to do it again. I'd rather experience something where you're standing in the heart of the buildings, where you're still kind of surrounded by the energy of that space. I will say one of the reasons I'm hoping to get on Slinky Dog, and I don't know that there'll be enough light for me to do it, is to see what the production, where they are in Galaxy's Edge, because that's got to be so darn close to being done. And I may have to see if I can get there early enough and try to do it and wait in the line, and do the difficult way of doing it. So I'm curious about that. Oh, yay. Mike Wazowski. I like Mike Wazowski. Just bought a leather Mike Wazowski fez. So it's green leather fez. Does it have a floppy floofy thing, or is it just got the eyeball on it? I'm curious. Crystal leather fez sounds like my next. Thank you, Drew. That's lovely. Yeah, I never saw the DX. Just Fantasmic. Yeah, the fireworks, Joe. They're really wonderful. It's only something different. Plus, these are the two classic ships. Yeah, and I wanted, if I ever get back to Disneyland, which I'm trying to do, it won't be next year, sadly, and I could have been, but I've got other plans coming up for that. I am looking for. Okay, all right. I will need to see that at some point in life. Yeah, I want to ride the Columbia. They said they fire a cannon. I want to ride the Columbia. That just sounds fun. But that won't be at Disney World. And I might actually do one of those, like, let's get on the riverboat and take the riverboat around the rivers of America, because I haven't done it in forever. I've also thought about heading over to Tom Sawyer Island, depending on the time. Like, if I go earlier in the day, before I do one of these late night ones, I don't have to worry about trying to get on the rides, because I'll really be able to get on any ride I want in Magic Kingdom during that after hours party. So I really could do experiences during the day if we go early enough. So if we decide to go earlier before the flag retreat, the flag retreat's at 5, and the party doesn't actually start till, I think we officially can come in at 7. So we'd have to go back to the front to get our bands anyway for it. But I'm looking at potentially, doing one of those things when it's still daylight out, because it'll be daylight longer. It'll be, heart of summer at that point, or just about summer by the time I'm going. Drinking around the world. That's another thing over at Epcot. Drinking around the world, in which I and my friends, and they're really excited about this. And I've done it multiple times. I've actually gotten all the way around the world. Sometimes I've just gone part way around the world, but there's 2 2/3 times, I guess I could say. I did drinking around the world with 2 different friends. With the third friend, we did every country except for Canada. And the reason we didn't do Canada was because I can't drink beer. And their frozen machine was frozen because it had been 40 degrees out. So the machines weren't running. So it was too cold in Canada, in Florida, to get a frozen drink. The irony of that is still not going to ever be lost on me. But so the next day we went back and we got the drink we had missed. Yeah, it was pretty damn funny. Canadian stuff it's too cold for the Canadians in Florida. Just seemed wrong. Just seemed so wrong. So we're going to do drinking around the world and eating around the world. So that day we have the Crystal Palace breakfast, and we'll do some Magic Kingdom stuff, and then we'll head over to Epcot, and then spend our day just slowly going through the countries, snacking and drinking and chatting and visiting all the countries and sitting and looking at all the stuff, and just enjoying it and just enjoying whatever is around. And then we have dinner that night at Le Cellier. So we'll do our final drinks. We'll start in Mexico and go around to Canada, because that'll be the end there. And then we'll come out And the last big thing that I'm going to be doing that I'm excited about and sad about at the same time is the last chance for me to see Illuminations. Illuminations has been there, God, I don't think it's been since park opening, but it's been darn close. It's been the only fireworks show I believe they've done there. I remember seeing it in 2002. I was not there at 1985 when I was there, but in 2002, I remember seeing this show, and it's the same show. I've been seeing the Christmas version where they had a tag at the end of it for, peace on earth, etc. But I'm going to miss it. It was my favorite show. Obviously, the Star Wars one with their projections and the way they did them, I really like them. I don't like all projection shows. Like, I really don't care for the Christmas projections over on the Tower of Terror. I found them really boring. That's me, and maybe it's because everything's projections now. But and I will see what the fireworks at Magic Kingdom are like if I ever go and see it from the front. But I love the fireworks, but the projections don't grab me as much. And it's just my thing. I'm not a drink around the world. I just get a beer in Germany, beer in UK. Next time I'll get wine in Italy. Not that oh, good. Well, that's very good. I will tell you, drinking around the world does not have to be alcohol. My rule is you have to get a beverage in every country, because I'm sorry, we're in Florida and it's really hot. And if you're in the middle of the sunlight and all you're doing is pounding down booze, you're going to puke. I do not want to be the person that pukes. And in some countries, I've split drinks. Now, Italy will have beer as well. Italy should have beer. Germany has beer. I don't remember if France had beer. I know they've got wine, so you could do a wine in France. Morocco does sangrias and does mixed drinks. China would have beer. Norway has beer. So you could get beer in a lot of places, Mr. Joe. Just saying. Not that you need to be drinking that much, but just saying, it is feasible to do. Start with really good mezcal and then wind down after that. Yeah. We saw it in February 2001 for the first time. Yeah. So at least since 2001, and I think it's been since 1990 something. I think it really has, and maybe even longer than that. I don't know. I'd have to. Some of the other history vloggers will probably give you a better information on that, but it's the fireworks show that they've had, and I've loved this fireworks show, and I always try to do it at least once, especially if I'm bringing somebody new. So in September it goes away, and then there'll be an interim show for a chunk of time called Epcot Ever After, which is going to be homaging the music from the prior stuff and the Figment and like Body Wars and all of those things, most of which I never actually got to see. I never saw the original Figment. I never saw Body Wars. I never got to see that early Epcot because I wasn't down there. But I'm really looking forward to, that'll be, I think, what's playing during Christmas time. So I'll get to see that experience then. And then by the next year, it'll be the new show. So I'm excited about all of that. I know what you're... yeah, she would throw you in the English channel. You're correct. I love the Italian wine much more than French. I can accept that. France has those frozen, the Grand Marnier slushies. Oh, yeah, those are very good. My wife will throw me into the English channel. That is fair. That is fair. Shushies? Don't you mean slushies, not slashes? What the? Slushies, not shushies. I think you're still having a typo issue there. There you go. I see you corrected it. Kind of nice. Is there an 82 in December when those were running? Yeah, so I'm kind of excited. It's Epcot Ever After, and I think it opens in October. Like I said, the end of September is Illuminations. This one, I believe, will have some fireworks and some projection work. They're starting the transition. Basically, there's going to be a new show after that one. They're building the infrastructure, so they're doing it in stages. So they're building the first set of infrastructure so they can do this midway show, so they can tear down the old show, and then in the process build the second show. The rest of the third show. So the second show would be running while they're building the other infrastructure for that third show, and then they'll change over to the third show. But I think I'll actually, by my timing, be able to see all three shows by the time it's all done. So I'm kind of excited about that. Small Sherman Brothers music. Yes, that is correct. Buddy Baker. It will see you in hello. I don't know what that's from. I feel very uninformed. D, if you can let me know what that's from, I will appreciate it, because I'm trying to figure it out. So Illuminations, Drinking Around the World, Star Wars fireworks. I mentioned the beignets. I mentioned Tusker House. Did I talk about the afternoon tea? I don't remember if I mentioned that we're going back. Yes, I did. I did briefly mention that. Homecoming, Sanaa, Crystal Palace, the outside dinner. And that's, yeah, so those are the new things, or the things I'm really, really looking forward. Oh, we'll see you in, well, there you go. Oh, rotten hello. Gotcha. Okay. All makes sense. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. So as again, a reminder for those of you who know I'm crazy, that's what the schedule looks like. Ta-da! Let's get lower. Da, da, da. So that gives you an idea. For those of you wondering, yellow is my resort time. Purple is Magic Kingdom. Green is Animal Kingdom. Orange is Disney Springs. Blue is Epcot, and green, I did the green as Animal Kingdom. And white is transportation-y type stuff, like going to the airport or going to the other resorts that are not our resort, like Animal Kingdom Lodge, etc. And we're going to try to keep our expenses down. I know they're concerned about that, because this was sort of a surprise trip for them, and it's not a cheap trip. Even when you're splitting costs, it's not a cheap trip. But we're doing things. We love terrible puns. They make me so happy. Quick screenshot. She hasn't started to learn to trademark her skills. Yeah. And it fell. Ah! See, mine. Now, I'm not the only person who makes scary spreadsheets, Drew. I found there's an adults group on Facebook that's like adults only for traveling to Disney. And a number of them have like, how do you plan? And they do similar things. Not many do my spreadsheet kind of thing, but they blot out their days, etc., and fill in their times. And again, it's just the backstage. Oh, backstage bus is gone. Backstage bus is gone. It was, for those of you wondering what that is, there was a special express bus from parks to parks only, not to resorts, from what I remember, that would bring you into back areas. Like you would come in backstage behind Tower of Terror, or you would come in backstage behind, but basically it got you into basically cutting a hell of a lot of lines, not having to wait through the big crowds. It was an amazing way. And it was like not the Magical Express, but it was a special express bus. They don't do it anymore. It was a short-term thing. I had a couple friends who used it a lot, and I was looking at potentially trying that when I was on property, and then they took it away. So regular buses, but that's about it. The agent we used for one of our trips did that years ago. The spreadsheet. Yeah, it just helps give you a plan of, here are the things you have to do. Your dinner reservations if you haven't canceled them. Your fast passes if you haven't canceled them. And then with the hours, here's where your playroom is. Here's where you can fill in what you want to fill in. Security concerns for park hopping. I don't think it was security. I just don't think it was being financially used enough. I mean, that's my guess, is normally it's financial stuff with them. I don't know. But the regular buses work okay. For those of you who have been to Hollywood Studios, they just opened new gates, new security gate, and a new entrance, because they're getting ready for you know what. And also the gondolas seem to be moving pretty steadily through there. So they are August 29th, Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars area, opens, and they are moving their asses to make sure everything's ready for that, because it's going to be crazy. It's going to be absolute crazy time. So we are just at about an hour. So if there is anything that you are curious about, you have questions about, if you throw the comments up now, and ask. If not, if you are just seeing this after the fact and you want to throw a comment up, as a reminder, the comments are, if you're on a phone like this, you got to go to the very, very bottom. It'll be below all of the other recommended videos. If you are looking for the chat, you have your chat on the side, the live chat, which you guys are doing right now. And then below that, you'll see the actual place to put real comments in to follow up after the fact. But please feel free to like this video, share it if you think it's been helpful or useful, or if you look through my other videos and find something that you'd like to share you think is useful, please go ahead and do that too. Every bit of visibility is useful. I appreciate it. But anything you want me to check out or do or look at while I'm doing my trip, let me know. Yeah, tell Julie the truth sent you. Lovely. Investing more in the minute bus tax, the mini bus tax. Oh, the mini bus system, the mini taxi system is actually running quite well. And Uber still functions for those who don't need child seats or don't necessarily want to have to go with the certified, because it's like 3 times as expensive to do the mini versus doing just a regular Uber or Lyft. And sometimes it is worth the extra money, as Drew can attest to. But it's good stuff. What do we got here? Maybe, I think that's about it. Yeah. When the extra money. Yeah, I would love to have done that bus. It was like for $20, I think you could do it for your stay, or maybe, I don't know if it was $20 a day or $20 or whatever. But yeah, so it was like you could be king of the bus pretty much every single trip, because there were not a lot of people on it, and you got from park to park much faster. So you were only spending 10 minutes getting to the next park rather than 30 minutes getting to the next park. And that's definitely worth it. But I don't think it was advertised enough. I don't think it got enough activity. It just didn't play. For the entire week, $20, and you can get this specialty bus from park to park for the park hoppers. I mean, that's mind blowing to me. I would have done that if I was staying on property in a heartbeat. I would have done that. So what do we got here? Yeah, okay. So we are at about an hour now. So like I said, like this if you have enjoyed the conversation, if you've participated, if you've learned something, if you've had fun, share this video if you can. If you have an appropriate group that you think would appreciate it, that they're not going to throw you off the list for sharing it, because some groups don't let you do that. But if you've got, we got 30 or more. The last time we went, transportation was horrible, so it was worth the cost. 30 or more, yeah. It'd still be worth it, yeah, because the transportation, it's just slower. I mean, I went during Christmas. It wasn't awful, but we ended up doing a lot of Ubers if we wanted to go somewhere quickly, or if we were going from resort to resort, because it just made sense. And the Uber drivers were great, but Christmas time there was an upcharge, so everybody upcharges at that point. But yeah, so if you've got any further questions, please type them in. I will get to see those messages and I can respond. If there's a topic you want me to talk about, again, I will have one more live chat before I go, and then I'll be out of town. I will probably miss the live chat after that. I will probably not have anything that week because it's going to be a crazy time for me. And then I will be in the parks for the next Saturday after that. So I probably will live stream while I'm in the parks on the Saturday the 15th for a little while. Just do some live chatting there. Staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. The minibus is actually Lyft. You are correct, yeah. But you can still get Uber or Lyft. The last few times entrance. Yeah, so it makes a difference. Animal Kingdom Lodge, I want to stay there one day. The Safari View just sounds amazing. I just want to try it. So, all right, guys. Well, I'm going to close it up for today. But I hope you guys have had fun and you've learned something and we've had a great time. If you've got questions, like I said, pop them underneath the bottom once we've closed up the chat. And I will see you the next time. And I don't have a tagline. I don't. Bye.